What's an experience you don't ever want to go through again? Being stuck in a mental hospital. It's not like in the movies, but it's the feeling of being so close to freedom yet so far away. 4 months ago I had to tell the doctor to turn off my husband's life support, then I lay with my head on his chest as he took his final breath. I never want to be faced with that again, even though I was 100% certain it was right. Watching my 11-year-old daughter die in the ER of heart failure. It's been 4 months. Having my house flood. Especially when it's a natural disaster, because there isn't enough labor. 3 years later and we still have bits and pieces unfinished. Waking up to find my husband dead on the couch. He was only 26, as was I, and I was absolutely devastated. Uterine lining biopsy. No anesthesia. It is okay to scream, we understand. My mom has end-stage breast cancer, and watching her health and spirit deteriorate is the most painful experience I've ever known. Diarrhea on a train. Waking up to my mother screaming and crying after finding out my oldest sister had passed away from internal bleeding and complications with her liver. All I heard as soon as I woke up were the howling cries of my mom. I thought it hurt to see her cry, but when she cried like this, I lost it internally. Kidney stone. Appendicitis. Sucks. As soon as my surgery was done I had the stomach bug, worst experience by far. Finding my wife dead in our bed one morning about a year ago. And #X200B. Edit. Thank you all so much for your kind words. You know, when we look at all the hubris in Washington and London and HK and Syria, it's hard sometimes to remember that we are all human beings, and definitely mortal. To help heal I wrote a little poem. If you please, I'd like to share it with you. Thank you again, kind strangers. Together we can make the world a better place. Smiley face. My little murder mittens Kenny helped me through a lot, but I had to let him go about 6 months later too. Life goes on. Be strong. Smiley face. Life's sacred fabric oft cut from profane cloth. So we weave our tomorrows with threads of hope. I am the needle in textile of my own creation, dancing with a promise that gleams. As my fingers flicker in warp and weft, I am the tailor of my own suit of being. Living paycheck to paycheck. I'm in a comfortable position now and don't need to worry about bills or if I can eat that day. Getting a call that my son had gotten hit by a car and was en route to trauma center. Fuck that day. The death of my parents. This was years ago. My mom was 62, and died of a heart attack. I will never forget seeing my mom dead on the operating table. Doctor let us go in and pay our respects right after she passed. My dad was a heavy smoker, and died several years later of emphysema. I was in the emergency room when my dad took his last labored breaths. He fought to breath for several days before he passed. It's because of him that I don't touch cig/vape. Watching him on oxygen the last year or so, and continuing to smoke, was brutal. My house burning to the ground. Losing the only place I've ever called home. Losing all my belongings. Losing everything. But that wasn't what hit me the most. What hit me the most was standing there watching my house fully engulfed in flames. And knowing there is absolutely fucking nothing I could do to help. That was the worst feeling of my life. Edit. For everyone asking. It started as a grease fire. Edit 2. Holy crap, this has blown up. For everyone wondering. It was inevitable. No, it wasn't water on a grease fire. The feeling of abandonment when one of my parents fucked off to go party, do drugs, and be a complete douche and never call for 12 years. Pretty convenient to reconnect when I'm an adult and all the hard work is over. Becoming homeless. Truly a terrifying experience, and I never want it to happen again. Edit. Wow, I'm getting a lot of reactions on this. I'll do my best to reply to everyone. To all of those who are currently in fear of becoming homeless, I hope you'll be able to get out of this situation as quickly as possible. Stay strong. Edit 2. When I was talking about becoming homeless, I meant being homeless, jobless, and without a vehicle or any money or form of income. Edit 3. For those who want to know more about my experience, I made a thread here. https://www.reddit.com/r/am/comment/d-p-v-v17/I'm_by polar_and_year_because dislocating my shoulder while standing on a ladder and flailing wildly because holy fuck, my shoulders popped out. This is nothing compared to others, but I'd have to say getting potassium put into your body through and for. That shit burns like nothing else. I'm a type 1 diabetic and have gone DKA a few times, and part of the recovery in the hospital is that they have to give you potassium, as insulin apparently can lower it. It may be a horse pill, but always ask for it in pill form if at all possible. You can even ask to have the pills cut in half and for some applesauce to get them down. Being stuck in a traffic jam for 7 hours. And when I say stuck, I literally mean it. We didn't move at all for hours. People got out of their car and started to walk around the highway and stuff and literally picnicked on the asphalt. Some kids even started playing soccer on the emergency lane. The resident came in and took a chair. Asked if I wanted my parents to leave the room for the conversation. I said it was fine that they stay. She then told me my 2.5-year-old had leukemia. I wouldn't wish the last year on anyone. Fuck childhood cancer. Edit. Wow, this really took off while I was out trick-or-treating. Thank you for the awards, concern, and well wishes. He is in remission and doing well, though he still has another 2.5 years of treatment ahead of him before he rings the bell. His protocol is long. He's pretty traumatized from all the shit he went through, which has been pretty hard, but we're working on it, and to be fair, we're pretty traumatized too. He's scared of change and strangers and needs a lot more hugs than he did before, but he's still a little badass. Here he is ready to head out trick-or-treating. https://imager.com/dtygnkl. Losing everything in a natural disaster. I worked many hours, used to pile up as much overtime as I could, and had a lot of things. Poof, all of those years wasted. I went into deep depression, and hid in World of Warcraft, because why bother starting over from scratch? While I'm over it, every now and then I'll see something and think in my head, oh, I have had one like that. Sad face. That feeling when the doctors took away my baby to perform open heart surgery on her. It was after hours and hours of waiting and struggling to keep her calm without food or rest, but the emotions that flooded me when they took her were the worst of my life. It fills me with dread and panic and terror just thinking about it. I wish she wasn't at school right now. I need to give her a hug. Talking someone out of a suicide. My childhood. Thankfully I never have to do that again.